we call upon Professor Hugh Bockle to introduce to congregation the Right Honourable Lord Fellowes of West Stafford, who is today receiving the award Doctor of Arts honoris causa.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, honoured guests, graduates and graduands, I am pleased to present to congregation Lord Fellowes of West Stafford, on whom the University has agreed to confer the award of Doctor of Arts honoris causa. Julian Fellowes is well known as an actor, writer, director and producer, perhaps in particular for the TV series Downton Abbey. He was educated at Ampleforth, Magdalen College, Cambridge and the Webber Douglas Academy of Dramatic Art. As an actor, he worked in repertory at Northampton and Harrogate before appearing in West End productions, including 6 of 1 at the Criterion and Joking Apart at the Globe. He has appeared regularly on television, including in Our Friends in the North and The Aristocrats, but is probably best known for his portrayal of Lord Kilwillie in the BBC series Monarch of the Glen. He has also appeared in many films, including Shadowlands and Tomorrow Never Dies. His first script for the cinema was Gosford Park, directed by Robert Altman, which won him several prizes, including from the Writers Guild of America, the New York Film Critics Circle Award, and the Oscar for Best Original Screenplay. Amongst other films, he has worked on Mira Nayer's Vanity Fair, wrote the screenplay for The Young Victoria, and was a writer on The Tourist, starring Johnny Depp and Angelina Jolie. He also wrote the script to the stage musical of Mary Poppins for Cameron Mackintosh and Disney, which received prizes and nominations, including from the Variety Club for the Best Musical, and which is currently running on Broadway in Amsterdam and in Sydney. His debut as a film director, Separate Lies, which he adapted himself from Nigel Balchin's novel, received critical acclaim in both the United States and the United Kingdom, winning nominations from the London Critics Circle and the award for the Best Directorial Debut of 2005 from the National Board of Review in New York. His second feature, From Time to Time, adapted by him from the novel by Ellen Boston, had its premiere at the London Film Festival in 2009. It too won a number of awards, including for the Best Picture at the Chicago Children's Film Festival and the Youth Jury Award at the Seattle International Film Festival. As a writer for television, Julian has produced the scripts of Little Lord Fauntleroy, which won an International Emmy in 1995, The Prince and the Pauper, which was nominated for a BAFTA in 1997, and he also produced that, and his TV series, Downton Abbey, with Maggie Smith and Hugh Bonneville, amongst others, has so far had 4 well-received series. In 2011, the series won 6 Emmys, including for the Best Writer and the Best Miniseries, as well as a Golden Globe, the Producers Guild Award, and the prize for Best Drama at the National Television Awards. It was nominated for 16 Emmys for the second season and for 12 for the third. His 4-part drama about the Titanic was screened by ITV on the 100th anniversary of the disaster in April 2012. His novel, Snobs, published in 2004, has been an international bestseller. His second novel, Past Imperfect, was a Sunday Times bestseller and a Richard and Judy Summer Read, published in 2008. Julian has also presented the BBC drama documentary series Most Mysterious Murders, hosted a game show about language, Never Mind the Full Stops, for the BBC, and appeared in Great Houses with Julian Fellowes for ITV in 2013, with another episode in the series to come in November this year. With the 5th series of Downton Abbey starting later this month, he is working on various other projects, including the musical Gypsy, to be produced for the screen by Joel Silver and Barbara Streisand, with the latter as a star, a stage version of The Wind in the Willows, and a 3-part mini-series of his novel Snobs. Julian also supports a wide range of charities, including as chairman of the RNIB Appeal for Talking Books and as patron of the Southwest branch of Age UK. He is also president of the Thomas Hardy Society. In 2008, he was appointed a Deputy Lieutenant of Dorset. In January 2011, he was awarded a peerage and became Lord Fellowes of West Stafford, sitting on the Conservative benches in the House of Lords. Chancellor, in the context of these outstanding achievements, I call on you to confer on Lord Fellowes of West Stafford the award of Doctor of Arts, honoris causa, and admit him amongst us.
Lord Fellowes. By the authority vested in me by the University, I am pleased to confer upon you the award of Doctor of Arts, honoris causa, and welcome you amongst us. Well done. It is with great pleasure that I invite our honoured guest, Julian Fellowes, Lord Fellowes, to address us.
I'm very proud and flattered and rather overwhelmed to be here today. I do, in fact, already love Lincoln. I have some associations with the county in my family, but more immediately in my own career, I have seen Emily Blunt crowned Queen of England in this very cathedral. And of course, the luckless Mr. Bates was locked up in Lincoln Castle while he tried to protest his innocence. In fact, I have been very lucky. I have been very lucky all my career, and I don't know why. But I would like to share with you 3 moments of it that I just hope might prove useful. The first was when I had just gone up to university to Cambridge, as we heard. And when I arrived there, my great passion was film and television, the camera, the history of the camera, everything to do with it. I adored it. I went to 20 films a week. But I always assumed that in the end, in the fullness of time, I would find some way of earning my living, some job in a more ordinary circumstance in the city, in the financial sector, I don't know what. And then a film came to Cambridge. It was called I'll Never Forget What's Its Name. And it was directed by Michael Winner, of all unlikely guardian angels. And I became obsessed with this film. And I watched it again and again and again, as long as it played there. And by the end, I suddenly realized that it wasn't necessary to have one area where you earn your living and another area which you feel very passionate about. And that it is in fact possible to earn your living working in an arena that you are passionately involved with. Of course, it's dangerous. In the case of show business, it's almost suicidal, but nevertheless, it worked for me. And I would advise all of you to try and work at something that you feel passionately about. The second moment was much later, towards the end of my 30s. I'd done all right as an actor, and then I'd had a very thin kind of year, and it all seemed to be sloping off rather. And I was sent for an interview for a miniseries at the BBC to be directed by Danny Boyle, who's now, of course, very famous. Anyway, I went through this meeting and I got home and my agent rang me. They said, yes, they want to offer you a part. They're sending the scripts around now. And they arrived and there was a letter saying, we'd like you to consider playing the part of Snooks or whatever his name was. And I started to read the scripts and I realized they'd made a mistake because this character was one of the leading players, one of the leads in the whole thing. And I rang my agent and I said, I don't think we've got it right, the part they want me for. I wonder if you could just check what they're really offering before I answer. And they rang up and they discussed it, and no, it was indeed this leading part. And I realized then that what was wrong with my career was there was a very key figure who didn't believe I should be playing leading parts, and that was myself. And that things were not going to improve until I started to believe in myself and I got out of my own way. And thirdly, I would just say that I had always believed that if a lucky break, when a lucky break finally came along, it would be in the acting world. That's what I'd worked at. I thought I would follow Peter Ustinov and Robert Morley and be the new fat English character actor. And that seemed to be the way things were going. But when the telephone did ring with the big break, it was in fact to write a script for Robert Altman. I'd written a little. I'd written some children's series for the BBC. I'd written some scripts on spec, but I've never had a film made. And I thought, this is my chance. It may not be what I was expecting, but this is my chance. And so it proved. I wrote it, the film became Gosford Park, I won the Oscar, everything changed. But I would just ask all of you to keep an open mind as you go forward with your careers, because when your lucky break comes, it may be in disguise. Finally, I would just reiterate that I feel very privileged and honored this afternoon. I thank the University of Lincoln, and I thank all of you, Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, ladies, gentlemen, fellow graduates and graduands. It's very flattering that you are all here for this moment in my life. Thank you very much.